Ever been zip-tied by a suburban dictator who thought she owned your life, your dog, and your freedom? Let me tell you about the day Lisa Harper, HOA queen with a clipboard and a god complex, tried to cage me and my war hero K9, Max, not knowing I was the county sheriff. This wasn't just a neighborhood spat, it was a battle for a town's soul, and I was ready to tear her fake empire apart, one tacky rule at a time. It started like any other spring morning in Willow Creek. Sunlight spilled through the oaks, the air sharp with promise. Max, my 13-year-old Belgian Malinois, padded beside me, slower now but still carrying that fire in his eyes. This dog had sniffed out bombs in Kandahar, dragged soldiers from burning wrecks. Now, he chased dandelions and napped on my porch. He'd earned that peace. I scratched his ear, smiling, when a cheap bullhorn's screech ripped the quiet apart. "Attention, Willow Creek! An unregistered combat canine is at Lot 12. My blood froze. Max growled low. Then I saw them 3 golf carts, spray-painted black, plastic sirens duct-taped on, rolling in like a budget apocalypse. At the front stood Lisa Harper, HOA president, tactical sunglasses glinting, clipboard raised like she was leading a revolution. Her eyes locked on us, manic, hungry for control. "Sheriff or not," she barked, stepping off her cart like she was invading a war zone. "You're harboring a threat." She jabbed her pen at Max. "That thing's a killer." I stood taller. "He's a retired K9 with more honor than your entire HOA charter." Lisa smirked. "You don't scare me with your badge and war dog. This is a peaceful community." "Was," I snapped, "until you turned it into a prison camp." She raised her radio. "Code Delta, containment now." Max tensed. I saw it coming, Greg, her goon in a fake tactical polo, yanking a net gun from his cart. "Touch my dog, Greg," I growled, "and you'll beg me to forget how to write felony charges." But Lisa's grin widened. "Do it." The net fired with a snap, spiraling like a trap from some dystopian playbook. Max lunged, but age betrayed him. It tangled his legs, pinning him to the grass. "Max!" I roared, charging forward. Greg shoved me hard. I stumbled, and before I could recover, Tim, another of her lackeys, wrenched my arms back, zip-tying my wrists. The plastic bit deep. "You idiots!" I hissed. "This is unlawful detainment. You're assaulting an officer." Lisa stepped closer, savoring her moment. "Oh, don't be dramatic. UVYOLAT Code 12 unauthorized combat animal during quiet hours. We're protecting the community. He's a dog, Lisa. A war hero, not a weapon." She leaned in, voice venomous. "Around here, I decide what's a threat." Max whined, the net cinching tighter, as he struggled. A crowd gathered, murmuring. "Let him go!" I shouted. "Arrest me if you want, but touch him again, and your HOA newsletter will need a legal column." Lisa wasn't fazed. "Deploy canister 3. She ordered. Non-lethal compliance missed. Greg hesitated. "Lisa, this is too far." "Do it!" she shrieked. A kid's voice cut through. "Mom, why were they arresting Sheriff Jake and his dog?" Silence hit like a brick. Phones came out, cameras rolled. My pulse pounded, not fear, but rage. This wasn't about Max or bylaws. It was about power, and Lisa was drunk on it. "You'll see me in court," I said, teeth gritted. "You're not ready for what's coming." She just smiled. "Should have picked a different neighborhood, Sheriff." Then came the red and blue lights, slicing through the cul-de-sac like justice itself. Lisa's smugness flickered. "What's that?" she stammered. "Real law enforcement," I said, smirking through the pain in my wrists. A cruiser screeched to a halt. Deputies Sarah Ruiz and Dan Carter stepped out, hands on belts, eyes sweeping the scene, zip-tied, Max, tangled and shaking. Dan's voice boomed. "What the hell's going on?" Greg dropped the canister like it burned. Tim froze. Lisa marched forward. "Officers, perfect timing. This man's impersonating a sheriff, obstructing HOA protocol, harboring a weaponized canine." Dan blinked. Lisa, you know my name. She clutched her clipboard tighter. We're executing a citizen's arrest under Section 8C of the Willow Creek Tactical Mandate. There's no Section 8C. I snapped. Sarah cut my zip ties, her voice steady. Sheriff, you hurt? Just my patience, I muttered, rubbing my wrists. Dan faced Lisa. You detained the county sheriff. That's a felony. She didn't flinch. He grilled unauthorized steak last week. We have footage. This is a pattern. I laughed, loud and sharp. Grilling? That's your case? Maybe I'll register my burgers with your health department next. Lisa's nostrils flared. Don't mock the system. No bylaw trumps the Constitution. I shot back. Sarah stepped in. Sheriff, we've got this. Lisa thrust a citation at me. Violation 5B, failure to disclose K9 protein during quiet hours. Dan shook his head. We're opening a file, Lisa. Don't speak unless it's to a lawyer. Her voice hit a shrill peak. This is harassment. I'll call the Federal HOA Bureau. Dan stared. That's not real. Her fantasy cracked. Across the street, Mrs. Larson, usually quiet, spoke up. She fined me $200 for disruptive wind chimes. Mr. Patel followed. She threatened me over my driveway's shade of gray. I just lost my mom. Then Rosa Gomez. She shamed me for my kids' chalk drawings, called it vandalism. Lisa's head whipped around. They're lying. I stepped forward, voice like iron. No, Lisa. They're done being scared. You ruled with fear, but today that ends. The crowd grew, phones recording. Max, freed now, growled softly at her. Sarah radioed. HQ, we need to document harassment and unlawful enforcement claims. Lisa backed up, voice cracking. You can't do this. I'm the president. Dan loomed closer. Not anymore. Then a kid, barely 7, stepped forward. She yelled at me for waving my flag on Memorial Day. Said it wasn't approved. The crowd gasped. A woman sobbed. Someone muttered, Enough. I locked eyes with Lisa, her confidence crumbling. This started with you caging a war hero. Now you'll answer for every leash you put on this town. That night a knock woke me. Ethan, the local tech kid, stood there, clutching a laptop. Sheriff, you need to see this. He opened a folder labeled Eagle Eye. Grainy drone footage showed my backyard, my voice faint, talking to a DA contact. She's been recording everyone, Ethan whispered. 3 months. Kids playing, couples arguing, birthday parties. One clip had Lisa's voice narrating. Unpermitted bounce house. Excessive sugar drinks. Violations. My fists clenched. She turned Willow Creek into a spy state over cupcakes. Ethan hesitated. There's a folder, contingency sheriff. Want it? Play it. An email thread appeared. Lisa wrote. If he fights, use leverage. Deploy Greg. Trigger Section Silver if needed. I stared. Section Silver? Another fake rule. But it was chilling. Then Julie, the HOA treasurer, met me at a diner, slipping me a flash drive. Fake invoices, budget logs. She whispered. I should have spoken sooner. The drive revealed $40,000 $40,004. Tactical readiness, $7,004. Aerial monitoring, weekly catering to Greg's house. Lisa used dues to fund her fantasy militia. She didn't just break rules, she waged war on her neighbors. We moved quietly. 3 unmarked cars, 2 feds, a drone specialist. The warrant in my glove box felt like a loaded gun. At Lisa's house, she stepped onto her porch, pink robe, boss babe, mug in hand. She froze when she saw us. What is this? A fed stepped forward. Federal investigators. Step aside. We have a warrant. She clutched her mug. This is my property. I held up the warrant. Lisa Harper, this is a search for EVY Denke of wiretapping, fraud, and detainment. You wanted power. This is accountability. Her mug shattered on the porch. Agents hauled out laptops, hard drives, binders labeled BHVY or tracking, post-sheriff plans. Neighbors watched, silent. Lisa stormed me. You set this up. You're stealing my HOA. I stayed calm. You spied on kids, zip-tied a sheriff, built a cult with golf carts. You didn't lead, you terrorized. An agent held up a binder. Lisa's handwriting. Sheriff must be discredited. Target family if needed. The Fed nodded. Probable cause for escalation. Lisa lunged for it. Dan caught her. You're done. The drone tech rolled out her drone serial number matched, audio intact. Eagle eye. I muttered. Your eye on the people you swore to serve. Lisa slumped, her kingdom collapsing. Court was a circus. Lisa strode in, no lawyer, just a binder labeled Freedom versus Tyranny, HOA edition. She faced the judge like she was pitching a reality show. Your Honor, I speak for the people. The prosecution laid out drone footage, fake budgets, my zip-tied wrists. It was damning. Then Lisa stood. This is a coup against a strong woman who dared organize. She waved a Reddit thread. The judge cut her off. Not admissible. She scoffed. Silencing female leadership. I couldn't hold back. You're not on Instagram, Lisa. She spun. You turned my block party into a sting. I stood. You caged a war dog and spied on kids. You're not a leader, you're a tyrant. Laughter rippled. The judge's gavel slammed. This isn't your HOA, Ms. Harper. The verdict hit hard. Guilty on 6 counts, impersonating law enforcement, wiretapping, fraud, harassment, detainment, surveillance. The judge's voice was steel. You turned a community into your kingdom. No one's above the law. Lisa got 800 hours of community service, a lifetime HOA ban, and restitution. No jail, but her empire was dust. Weeks later, I saw her at the precinct, neon vest, pushing a mail cart. Her hands shook as she signed in. I sipped coffee, nodding. Morning, Lisa? She didn't look up. Good. She wasn't hiding behind clipboards anymore. Willow Creek healed. Nana, a retired clerk, took over the HOA, canceling fake fines, opening budgets. Greg now hands out pool towels, no power trips. I grilled in peace, Max snoring on the porch. Nana brought pie. We should have elected you, she said. I laughed. Too much paperwork. I just reminded folks fear doesn't rule. At the town's first free block party, kids ran wild, music played, no sound compliance nonsense. A cardboard Lisa, clipboard and all, stood by a dunk tank, a fake citation for excessive joy. Lisa herself appeared, picking up trash in her vest, shoulders hunched. Our eyes met. Morning, Lisa, I said. She kept moving. Dan sipped lemonade beside me. Think she'll try again? I watched the sunset. She might. But now the town knows what tyranny smells like. Lisa didn't vanish. She stayed, Sybil, powerless, picking up candy wrappers among the people she tried to rule. Justice isn't always cuffs, it's levying with consequences, no sunglasses, no clipboard. Willow Creek learned real power lies with those brave enough to say no. So, who's your Lisa? Someone tried to leash your life with fake rules? Stand up. Speak out. Freedom's worth the fight.